take 3. This is driving me crazy. My phone storage apparently is not enough for today. So, since this is take 3, I've actually filmed this 2 other times, fully, completely. I have my Maynia days 1 through 5, and I have a finish from one of the days that was a whip. Sorry, I'm having to restart it, so I'm moving backwards. So frustrating. Okay, so hi everybody, it's Sarah from Bright Stitcher. It's Thursday, May 5th. And, okay, Sunday, I worked on Spring Garden Fairy by Joan Elliott. It is in the Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine from March 2014, if anyone is looking to do it. It is on Cotton Candy 28 Count Jobelan by Hand Eye by Stephanie with my Twilight Sparkle needle minder. So I've worked on the skirt so far. Did that was just Sunday. I got a couple hours that morning by myself, so I got to focus on stitching. That's nice. I really like this one. I'm looking forward to getting back to it. Okay. Next, day 2 was Vintage Witch. Let me pull up the thing in. By thelittlestitcher.blogspot.com. Just a very simple, just a nice, easy one piece. Sorry, I put everything up as I was going before and I pulled all that back out. So I've done the tip of her hat. This was Tuesday. No, this was Monday, wasn't it? Yes. My daughter has stayed home from kindergarten all week. She's had fever and congestion, and she's on antibiotic now as of yesterday, which the doctor said she can go back tomorrow, but guess what? No, she can't. She is now having the antibiotic diarrhea today. So, and then Wednesday, I finished up by Romy's Creation. Home is Mom. It came with the thread and the button. And then the fabric is, I believe, by Hand Dyed by Stephanie. It was from a linen grab bag last year. I want to say it's called something like Sea Glass, but I could be wrong. I saw it on The Viewer last week. I need to re-iron. She's feeling there. But this is for my mommy for Mother's Day. And I found a tutorial on Pinterest for from a blog, how to finish a non-stitch method of finishing with a little hanger thing. And the way she did it, she had nothing supporting the top or the bottom, so the fabric would just kind of cave in on itself. And I was trying to find something yesterday, and my husband said put straws in it, and it worked. Look at that, just 2 disposable bendy little straws, and they were the perfect length. And that's using fusible interfacing, just ironed onto it. Yesterday, day 4, was working on a whip also. Lizzie Kate's To Teach is to Touch a Life Forever. This is for my daughter's kindergarten teacher, who is going through a lot right now because their kindergarten school was flooded with sanitation waste water Tuesday. So they've closed that kindergarten down and moved all the kindergartners to another close by elementary school. And so they're getting a lot of impromptu field trips because the school that's used to supporting 600 now has 800 kids, and they didn't have classrooms for these 10 classes of kindergartners, and it's a big old mess. And I'm really glad that Abby was sick on Tuesday when it happened, because it was during her lunchtime, and they said water just came pouring out of the bathrooms. There's some a major sewage blockage is what they said, that the school's over 60 years old, is closing down at the end of the school year. They've built a new elementary and added on to another one. So yeah, the kindergarten school's no more. And so apparently it's been pretty hectic, and I'm sure stressful for the teachers. So that is, this is for her. I know it's not going to take away any stress she's had, but I really like her. This is her 3rd year teaching. She still loves teaching. You can tell she loves the kids. She isn't burnt out, and she has been fabulous. She's just a really good teacher. I hope Elizabeth gets her in a couple years. I'm using 20 count Ada. It is a Silk Weavers. I think it's a solo. And then I'm doing it, well, just over 1 because it's Ada, but I'm doing 1 strand instead of 2. I've never stitched on 20 count Ada or 40 count linen or even weave, and I really like it, especially with just the 1 thread. And even the darker fabric, it's not bothering me. I think because I usually have a very light colored beige blanket on my lap, so I'm seeing that, so I'm getting the light through, and I use a really good all light. So this has been, it's fun, it's tiny. So that is that. Today I worked on Victorian Charm by Dimensions. I received this in a giveaway from the Turbo Knitter on Flosstube. Go check him out if you haven't watched him before. He's funny, he's clever, he's a very good knitter, let me tell you. I can't knit. I've tried and I've tried. No, not gonna happen. So this is Victorian Charm, and I was real excited to start this. And I did this just a little bit this morning while Elizabeth was at preschool. So I did the white. It's right in the middle of the chart. It's like the awnings. But I'm now working with this beige, and this thread is knotting terribly. I've only done a stitch and a half with it because I had to restart it like 5 times because on that first stitch it would just knot. So please, if I have only done 1 Dimensions kit in the last few years, and it was before they started putting the thread on these cards, you know, where they glue them in. So let me know if you have issues with the threads knotting real bad, or if it's just this creamy colored, I just got a bad thread. Because I haven't had the problem with the white. But if it's going to be like this with a lot of the other colors, I want to try and find the DMC equivalent, because I don't want to spend half my stitching time untangling a knot. And yes, I will find my thread heaven and try that next time too. Okay, next I have what I'm wanting to start tomorrow in the next couple of days, and then a little bit of stash. If you're not a stash person, it's just a few things. Bye. Thanks for watching. My video before cut off, and I had actually got the second part to upload, so I'm redoing it. So if you have seen that little second part, which is like 2 minutes, then you've already seen part of what I'm going to talk about. But I'm going to delete it, so ignore my rambling. Okay. Mill Hill Love Halloween will be, I believe, tomorrow. You know, it all depends on how the days go. If Abby is still home tomorrow, I've had 2 little girls here all week. My husband's been off for a couple days. He's off tomorrow, and it's with Abby being sick, it kind of keeps us more homebound. Elizabeth is going nuts because she doesn't have Abby to play with. She's wanting to go places, and Abby doesn't want to go. And so yesterday, Elizabeth and I ran a bunch of errands, and Ben took her out and did errands with her to get her out of the house, because Abby just wants to, you know, fevers up and down and the congestion. She just wants to be left alone, play with her iPad, watch TV, and shiver under blankets. So it's rough. I feel bad for her, but I'm also glad it hasn't spread. Okay, next up will be Very Scary Mystery Sampler from Lizzie Kate from 2012, I believe, possibly 2013. I know she has a new one coming out, and I really want to do it, but I just got the parts to this in the last few months and haven't started it, and I have most of the threads. I only had to order a couple skeins of the Weeks Dye Works colors. So, and this is, and of course, wish we could, somebody needs to create a cross stitch YouTube video thing. That isn't working either. It's grays, purples, greens. It's very mottled, murky, Halloween-y. There's a purpley section. It's real pretty. It's a Silk Weavers 32 count linen. It's very good for this because they used a I think it's a Weeks Dye Works tin roof of a silver fabric. And I'll be darned if I'm going to buy more fabric right now, when I have something else here that will work. And then hopefully this weekend, this is the weekend of Mill Hill apparently. I'm thinking Sunday will be either the little elf guy, Ollie Elf, Mill Hill, look at those little dangly bead legs, isn't he cute? Or Mill Hill Colonial Santa. He is the Williamsburg Santa. He is my first of the Santas to do. I don't stitch a whole lot of Christmas. It doesn't intrigue me as much as Halloween or 4th of July, which is funny.